Hi. Just putting my phone in Do Not Disturb because I don't want to be disturbed. Ah. Hi. We're streaming, I think. Let me know if you can hear me as usual. I see the meter bouncing, so you should be able to hear me. Hi, Travis, Indies Keep, Scarlett. I don't know. I miss some people, I'm sure. Shout outs if you're in chat. It's been a whole thing. Thank you. You can hear me. Good. I'm gonna minimize the other browser because I'm seeing this on a delay and it's really distracting. Hi. Boy, let me tell you, I've had a couple of days. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't post on Mastodon. Hang on, give me a sec. I'm trying to remember to do that now. Because we got a few followers on Mastodon. So let's post. Excuse me, while I social media-ize things. Do that. I'm actually posting twice. I'm posting the Twitch link and the YouTube link. And yeah, here we go. Marketing. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm doing okay. I slept really poorly last night. I've been having a spate of good sleep, and then of course that's now over. But we're gonna power through. We're gonna keep. Yeah, thank you, Scarlett. Join the Discord. Hang on, where does it work? I can never remember where it works. I think it works in this chat. Here we go. The restream bot works. Yes, all of the links are, as always, in the link tree. Thank you for being my scooter, Scarlett. So a couple of announcements. Actually, just one announcement. I guess one major announcement. Yeah, well, Scarlett, I got to give you control over the switching board. I don't know. We could probably work that out. But you could just there's the podcast. The podcast, new episode of the podcast being recorded this Friday. There's the second piece of news. The first piece of news is there will not be a stream next week because I will be on vacation. On Wednesday, I am leaving for New York City. And I could work the Monday and Tuesday, but I've been having such a time this week, I think I may just take the week off. So I will still be around, of course. I'll still be on the Discord and everything, but there won't be a stream on next Wednesday. So that's it. That's the only thing, because I will be enjoying myself in Manhattan. You're making the office into a pirate stream. Pirate puppets. We're only making pirates today. Sorry, I'm being distracted by social media, and that's bad, and I shouldn't do it, and it's rude, and I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, we're good. I'm running a little bit late today because my sleep has been so weird. I've been stressed because I've been trying to get all these builds done. This is a very short month in general. There's so many holidays and short weeks and things that I'm hard pressed to get everything done that I need to get done. And I really kind of worked myself up into a lather about it yesterday. Thankfully, everybody on the Discord was very cool and nice and sort of talked me down. So we're a community. So thank you for that, everybody. And I've decided, I'm just gonna roll with it. Whatever happens, happens. You know, it's gonna be a tight month in general, and just accept that and move on. And just build the puppets. Let the puppets build themselves. It's just not how it actually works, but anyway. So you're not in Canada. In Canada, yeah. No, we would at some point we will coordinate. Our paths will cross. So we are largely having a chill stream today, as Scarlett points out, because we are carrying on from last week. Now, I have done considerably more in the Smalley build that we started last week with Tom Stewart's wonderful Smalley pattern. And things have developed in that regard. So the puppet itself is largely put together. We'll show you that in a second. I did make a few changes further from what we did on stream. I decided, after I looked at the pattern, I realized, and I watched Tom's videos on putting this together, and he actually had no neck on his, and he has the option to have a neck. So what I ended up doing was, just because I'm building this out of fur, I'm like, well, I could just add the neck. I wanted a bit of a neck, so I could just add that on to the fur pattern that I had. So I actually went back. Remember the mistake that I made? Of course you do. On the head pattern at first, when I didn't mirror it, I actually went back and I reused that. And I just added the neck and then made another one. So working on Smalley myself, nice. So we can compare notes, because my Smalley is probably a bit different than yours, but that's the beauty of these kind of things. So let's see, what camera should we? I guess we'll go to the top cam, even though it's not necessarily the best view of the Smalley curly, but we can see what's going on here. So I got the arms made. The arms, just finished that this morning. And I did, so I did that pattern that we did last stream with the 3 fingers, of course, and I did something a little bit different. This time I did a kind of two-tiered version of the hands, where I did like the fleece fingers and then the fur everything else. And I did it by just making the standard fleece hands and then putting those over the insert, and then making kind of a fingerless glove for the fur, and just sort of poking the fleece up through that, and it worked out pretty well. I did ladder stitch just around the thumb, because that was kind of exposed, but everything else seems pretty good. And then I ladder stitch closed the gap bottom. Yeah, clip. So there we go. So there's the 2 arms. Now the one thing I have a slight concern about, like, oh boy, there's construction outside, and I got the window open because it's quite warm. So I hope y'all can't hear that. I sure can. These arms are kind of short, and they are shorter than what I would normally do, but I wanted to stick to Tom's pattern originally, just to see where they were going with it. So we're gonna make this work. We have an advantage in that I'm not going to put any stuffing at all in these arms, because they're fur. They're quite bulky already, and they'll move quite nicely and fluidly, as you can see. So. Yeah, but I like the fingering a lot. I wanted to do the upcoming and ever-present Murray build. This is how I want to do Murray's fingers. So this was kind of the experiment to see how's that going to turn out. And I think they did that pretty good. So, and the other part, of course, is the body. Well, actually, the whole rest of the puppet is here. So I gave it a red interior mouth because I want to do a pink tongue. I never do a pink tongue with a black interior mouth, just because it makes them look ill. So here we go. This is, a little monster. Hello. That's Murray's voice, even. Am I Murray? Am I the new Murray? No, this is not the new Murray. The new Murray is still sitting up there, although the new Murray looks a lot like this, I must say. Watch the Oracle on the channel. Thank you. Is Gus paying you in Gus coin or something, Scarlett? Because you're sure doing the marketing work today. Somebody has to. I sure as heck can. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do today is really, first thing is we're going to attach the arms. And that should be relatively straightforward. We're just going to use doll joints as normal. And then I think we're just going to style the fur. And because this is obviously so shaggy that you kind of lose some definition. I want a little more definition of the face. I don't really have a plan for the features. I think I'm probably going to, as usual, keep it real simple and just do a couple of hemisphere eyes. And then we'll do the interior of the mouth with the tongue and the uvula and everything. But I think that's probably going to be it. I'm going to keep it real simple. At least this one. We'll iterate and make more fancy versions. Yeah, Gus has to do something. And Gus going to call that nice. Also, my nose is really running. I don't know. See, are we going to get into it? We are going to probably get into it a little bit. So, as you know, as I repeatedly tell people, I am diabetic. Excuse me, I didn't mute the mic, and I usually do. I apologize. And since we're going on vacation next week, if we're going to talk, let's talk. This would be the first vacation, since 2019, and certainly since sorry, I'm being distracted. Joe, if you were right about using the fabric shaver, and I was making one of the best foam tongues last week, and awesome, isn't that? And again, I read that from somebody on a Facebook group. I wish I could remember which to give them credit, but that's where I found it. So I'm passing the information on, because using the sweater defuzzer shaver thing is fantastic for smoothing out foam. Anyway, so since we're going on vacation for the first time, at least since I've had my diagnosis of diabetes, and I'm trying to keep low carb to keep my blood sugar under control so I don't have to take insulin. Very important. This will be the first time that we're going to be eating in restaurants 4 days in a row. And obviously I'm going to order things that I know are going to be okay for me to eat, but I don't, I've been cooking for myself. We are very careful with what we order in. So we know what's in the food. We're going to New York. Who knows what's, I'm not controlling what the people put in the food. So I may get more carbs than I'm used to. So to counterbalance that, consulting with my doctor, I have doubled my diabetes medication. I take a thing called metformin that helps my cells process blood sugar. It's way too much information for a puppet building stream. Anyway, the point is, there is a adjustment period and I'm nauseous. So I feel a little green. If you're wondering why my energy is down a little bit, that's a long explanation for why I'm kind of like, bleh, because that's how I feel. I feel a little bleh. But doesn't matter, we're pushing through because we got puppets to build. So that's the long explanation about why I feel kind of gross right now. I'm adjusting some meds that are not agreeing with me, and it'll be fine. By the time we go next week, it'll be done. I am Kermit. Well, we've talked about this. I am the Kermit of Operation Puppet at the very least, right? So anyway, dull joints, eh? Yep, dull joints. So that's how we're gonna do these. Now, tricky bit is gonna be to not lose, I mean, we've hardly got any length to begin with, so to not lose some of this length. So let me see what diameter of dull joints I have that would be good to use in here. Probably these. Not sure what diameter these are. They're probably around 30, 25 millimeters, something like that. But I think the other ones I have are too big. Let's see. One or other. So here are the two sizes I have, and I'm pretty sure these are too big. And yeah, they're just too big. Unfortunately, for it stretch, so we're gonna have to go with these smaller ones and just kind of tuck it in. I want a slightly less mangled one. Whew. The whole thing. So much. I'm trying to. My goal was to get 3 puppets built, including this one, this week. I think that might be a bit ambitious. I got 2 Greeblies on the go. I've got the internals of the Greeblies all built, but still a bit of a mountain to climb for that. So see how far we can get by Friday. Stay tuned to the socials to see how far Kevin gets. So I've got the glue gun all heated up here. So that's how I do it. I mean, y'all, if you've been here before, you've seen all this already. I got some thread. Stick it off. So we get the glue gun to get my head in the frame. The big floppy glue gun stick here. It's not quite ready for a new stick, but it's almost ready for a new stick, and so it gets weird. So first thing I do, this is a very careful process, and it's easy to burn yourself, so I do have to kind of focus. Just add 1 point and tack it down, usually onto a back seam, like so. I know it's hard to see, but you just have to trust me. And then while that's setting up, I'll do the other one. And like I said, no stuffing in these arms. A, because they're fur, and so we want the kind of Grover floppiness. Hello, Zap! And also because they're so short. For future iterations on this, I'll probably increase the length of the arms. It's a little tough to perform a puppet dual arm rod with short arms, so I tend to favor too long than too short. insert your own joke here. Okay. So, now that we've got one side kind of tacked on, then I just kind of seat it and very carefully go around and put glue all on the inside here. I know it's tough to see, but once it's done, I'll get the close-up cam and also show you the end result where we want to get to. It's a bit tricky and you do have to get used to it, but it does work well once you've got it. And you don't have to worry about being too finicky. It is fur, it will forgive some sins. And I don't try and get it perfect the first go around. Just try and get it so it's sitting in there. There are much better ways to do this, FYI. Uh-oh. Travis has got a question. I see Travis's hand up. Oh, great, powerful puppet father. Would you have any ideas of what materials used for cactus spikes? If I was going to do a cactus puppet, gosh, it's a good question because my first instinct would be to just use upholstery foam and carve a real cactus. No, thank you, Scarlett. My camera's all wonky and way off. Hang on. My first instinct would be to just carve it out of upholstery foam, just like what I did with teeth and horns and claws and all that stuff. However, you do probably want them to be fairly robust depending on how you're going to use the puppet. So I would almost be inclined to say, depending on how much time and how pointy and how thin and spiky you want them. Oh gosh, maybe even EVA foam might be an option. It's a bit stiffer, it's a bit stronger, or even sculpt them out of clay foam, or paper clay is something I've used. The Oracle's teeth are actually made of paper clay. You got to be a bit careful because it can crumble, but if you coat it in something like Mod Podge or add like even nail polish finisher on the exterior of it, it will sort of strengthen it up and add sort of like a shell around it. So that's my first thought, just off the top of my head. One of my puppets' arms have been too short. If I ever rebuild him, I'll extend the arms, which might take a while since his interior is entirely made of L200. Wow. Yeah, I found that it's really only a problem for dual arm rod. If you're just doing one, it's fine. But for two arms, I find that if it's too short, you don't have a lot of options there. This should probably be fine because there's no structure in it, so it'll just flop around. But for something that has, like you say, with the L200 in it, that kind of structure, you probably want. The camera is just, I don't know. What am I doing? What even is happening? I don't know. You'd think all the prep I do, things would work first time. Anyway, so yeah, that's my first thought, Travis. But anybody else has thoughts, by all means, chime in. We're sharing. So it really depends on how spiky you want them. Like if you want them really thin and pointy, that would be tough. That I'm not sure about. Actual needles. How about that? Don't do that. That would be a bad idea. But basically, look for materials that you can sculpt with, right? And then different materials will have different properties and different resiliences, different adhesion quotients, all that kind of stuff. There's lots of stuff out there. Any kind of like sculpting materials, just poke around in a online catalog for sculpting materials, or even cast them out of resin or something. There's some yarn and Elmer glue, but not happy with the results. Yeah, I see where you're going with that, and that's a good thought. I like the idea of sort of stiffening up a fiber. That's interesting. I wonder if you were to take some yarn or something, even like upholstery, embroidery thread, that kind of stuff, that floss. But again, something like yarn, something thick, and maybe roll it in some epoxy even, right? That'll stiffen it up like nothing. It actually kind of be dangerous, I would suspect, after a while, but that's a good thought. I like the thought of like taking a fiber and then stiffening it up. Good thinking. That wouldn't even have occurred to me, see? My first instinct is go to foam. Break the teeth off a comb. See, Scarlett's just practical. Here we are going, what can we sculpt it with? We can cast this in some space age polymer. No, break the teeth off a comb, see? Find something that looks like it and break it. This is why I love you, Scarlett. Okay. So we've got our doll joints in. Now I did say I would get the close-up cam and show you what this looks like close-up, and I promised I would do that. And of course the close-up cam is buried under a lot of stuff. I'm going to try and do this without actually disconnecting anything. I think I did it. All right, looking at the close-up cam here. Let's go to the close-up cam and hope that the other, but having some issues with the switcher. All right, that looks okay. All right, we got it. So this is what it looks like when you're done. As you see, I've just kind of folded over the edges of the fabric, in this case fur, and I've made sure that the direction of the doll joint, you notice the beveled edge is pointing out, because we're going to poke the other half in this way, right? So, but that's it. You just put the glue all around the interior, and then you kind of fold this down and wait for it to set, and that's pretty strong. That will hold. These cabinets go. Ah, dangerously close to body shaving there. So yeah, now all we got to do is put the pegs in and snap them down. Now, you can and should carefully measure out where the arm should be, mark it with pins, you know, do it right. It's okay, I'll bang myself now, don't do that. I never do. You know me and my organicness, I just kind of go, okay, well, it looks like one belongs there, the other one belongs there, let's just put it there. If I ever get it drastically wrong, I just sew the hole up and try again. You know, ain't a lozenge. But yeah, now that I think about it, plastic spikes. Let me give it some thought. Something may spark in my brain, which is unlikely at this point, but we'll see. So we know this is the front, and we do have a center line. I know it's hard to see on camera, but there is a center line. So I just kind of feel around. There is also a seam. Frequently for any kind of body shape, you usually get some kind of a dart in the side. So that's kind of what I use as a guide. Arms are generally very high up. It's just below the neck at the top of the shoulder is kind of the standard place for arms, although you can experiment. The lower down your arms, the more kind of weird and alien it looks. So that's what you're going for. Knock yourself out. But we're going for a more kind of a natural monster, you know. So I can feel under here, the neck is about here, and there's a dart about here. So probably right in the middle there is where we want to go for the arm. And that's usually how I judge where it should go. So you could and probably should, if you're comfortable with it, use the hot wire method and burn a hole, and they'll make a nice clean cauterized hole. I just poke a hole with an awl, you know, fumble around and try and find it. Be very careful because it's easy to stab yourself, which is not the desired outcome. I'm sorry that the camera is wiggling, but I got to sort of make the hole. So I always hold on to it on the interior, which looks kind of, looks kind of funny. But I make sure I keep that in there so I can find the hole again, take the dull joint, and then this is where it gets fun. This is where I always lose it. See if I can get it first time on camera. It's pretty good. I can see it pretty well. Hey, I think I got it. Okay, there we go. So we've got the peg now poking up. So when the arm goes on, it's going to be about there. Let's get this one out of the way so we can get a better view of how that's going to look. I think that looks all right. That seems about right. Let's do it. We're just going to snap this down onto the dull joint, which is not as easy as it sounds. Well, you know what I didn't do? Sometimes when you get dull joints from the factory, there's some what's called flash, some extra plastic just from the molding kind of inside. It's helpful to carve that away a little bit. Otherwise, it can be a real struggle to get the peg in. You usually remember to do that. I didn't this time. X-Acto knife, poke it in the hole, roll it around, and be very careful because you can cut yourself very easily, as you may be about to witness. But I just kind of turn that around in there and carve out some of the extra flash. And that should make the dull joint go on a little bit easier. I'm also doing this with my hand the wrong way around. Oh, okay, this does not want to go. We're gonna have to get tough. The problem is sometimes the peg itself can bend. And that's not good. Usually I just grab a dull joint if that happens. This can be a bit of a struggle. Oh, there we go. I felt it. It went. We got it. Boom, boom, boom. One arm. One arm down, one to go. Okay. The other thing is you usually want to put the arms a little bit forward, again, for performance sake, because if they are a little short, that will help. But yeah, these are pretty good. That's all right. You know, as long as it reaches the midway point, that's really kind of all you need. So. All right. Take it back, Tom. They're not too short. Turns out Tom, one of the most experienced puppet builders in Canada, knows what he's doing. So once again, the neck seam is here. There's a body seam here. I'm putting the hole at the juncture, making sure I don't puncture through any stitches. Hello, Demon Dreamer. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know they are just the right length, aren't they? Thank you, Tom. Sorry I ever doubted you. I have had some unfortunate luck with arms that were too short on some of my builds in the past, so that was my first reaction, but I should have known. Tom won't steer us wrong. All right, and the other thing is I haven't carved out the flash in this dull joint yet, so let's do that. Seven watching and only 3 likes. Hit the thumbs up, people. Scarlet's gone power mad. Oh wait, sorry, that wasn't Scarlet. That was the Monstrosity channel. Thank you. I just assumed because Scarlet's always the one making those comments. So we got 2 of you working for Gus now. I'll let y'all handle that. I'm busy making puppets. Okay, I'm gonna skip doing it the wrong way and do it the right way the first time. I just find that I can get better leverage if I put my hands around. Isn't this blue fur nice? It's like a peacock blue. It's really nice. Although in every camera it looks different, but the one that's in the face cam and the shoulder cam up there, that's probably the closest to what it looks like in real life. Something just happened at my window and I don't know what it was. It may have been a bird and it's weird. That was disturbing. There we go. First time. Boom. All right. There we go. Arms are attached. Not bad. So now, oh, these are really cute. Oh, now that I see them, this is adorable. Hang on, let's get a better camera angle. I think I'll get the big stand out. The big stand, the piece of the cat tree that I use as a stand. Why would I build the stand? I already had a thing. Oh, that was me flying past. Yeah, let's go to the shoulder cam. That's not bad. See how cute these are? Look at this. She's so cute. But for doing the grooming of the fur, I think we're gonna get the big stand here. And yes, it is a piece of a cat tree that I did not end up using. Jimmy the cat is getting up there in years, and I wanted to make sure that he could still get to the window in the bedroom, so I got him a little cat tree. Actors kind of steps up to it. And this was just a little bit that was on the top that we didn't end up using for that. So let me move this camera. I apologize, it's gonna get shaky, but just so we can see a little bit better. It's not better. It's probably better. There. Okay. So, oh, look at this. He's very cute. Yeah, that's real good, actually. Look with the Operation Barbershop. Exactly. In fact, I should probably get the apron out. Like my new shirt. My wife Margaret got me this shirt. I keep complaining I don't have any shirts. I have to blow my nose again. And just because apparently you can't hear it. I'm not even going to mute the mic. Here we go. You ready? But you heard that. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So what do we want to do with this? So like I said, I think we're gonna stay with simple. I really like this. I like this quite a lot, actually. Particularly those fingers. Silent? Okay, good. So the center line is a bit wobbly. It's not perfect center. So I'm not going to worry too much about that in terms of eye placement, but I do want to get some more definition in the head shape, at least here. So I think we're going to just trim this down a little bit. I don't think we're going to do any styling like with product, like with glue or anything. I like to keep it shaggy. Yeah, it's the contrast, right? It's almost like the Chewbacca hand, right? Because Chewie's got those like weird, you know, there's fingers under there somewhere, right? Which is neat. I may put a little product just around the bottom, some glue or something, just so we can get that definition of the lower jaw. But I think on the top of the head in general, we're just gonna trim it down a little bit, just to get more definition in there. So I'm gonna put the apron on. Excuse me. Go get the apron. It's probably encrusted with fur from the last time I did this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna cover up the mic. Let me move my mic. Make sure I dropped it. You probably heard that. There we go. And now Jimmy will be blue. Yeah, well, before Jimmy's allowed it here, I vacuum like crazy. Jimmy is also, among his many nicknames, is the Hoover, because he just vacuums up whatever's on the floor. So I gotta be super careful. I know, right? Look at the posture. It's perfect. Tom, thank you. Look at this. It's so nice. So this will be going up on the shop, and Tom has asked, I can't remember what the percentage is, but it is in the instructions for the pattern that you just pick a charity and a percentage of the proceeds go to the charity. So I'll probably pick some local animal shelter or something, and we'll donate to them if and when this sells on the shop. But yeah, this is really cute. I like this a lot. So gonna get our clippers, the wall peanut, as usual, which I don't think is plugged in. I've got so many things here, it's all tangled up. Everything is on top of everything else. As usual. Let me just free all this. Element rule. Chance happening to catch you again. Hello. Yeah, we do this every Wednesday except not next Wednesday. I will be in New York. Very much looking forward to the vacation. See, I've got the accent already. Okay, so we're gonna put this over here so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Operation cut at time, yep. I don't want to go too far, I think. I want to leave some shagginess, but we'll just start going. It might be a mullet. It might be. Someone around here needs hair. So as usual, I'm only going to do half and then sort of see where we're at, then even out the other half. I always like to leave the top bit kind of shaggy because it's nice to get a little bit of little scruffiness at the top there. Very mullety, actually. Like I said, I don't want to go too far. I want to leave some length in here, so I think that's pretty good. Might be some bits we need to trim up, but thank you, Scarlett. Yes, that is the link to Tom Stewart's shop, and Tom has created this pattern that you can go and download for free. If you're just joining us, that's what this is. This is a smallie, our slightly changed smallie. I did some customizations to the pattern, but it is still essentially the smallie. Thank you, Scarlett. Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about getting together with other builders and people in the field, because like Tom, I'm in Toronto, Tom is in Hamilton. They're not that far from each other. We could conceivably be present in the same physical space at some point, which would be neat. Also, Weird Kid's store is quite close to me, and I would love to get a tour of their shop, and I might ask them for that at some point. We'll do a little feature for the channel. So I think we're getting somewhere. This is pretty cute. I like this. I think I am going to add some glue along the bottom lip specifically because I want to keep this nice definition in here. So I think we are actually going to get the Elmer white glue out. But yeah, this is all right. I'm liking this. She's cute. So that's really kind of next. Yeah. I don't know if I want to, maybe I'll put a little bit of product, white glue up here and just kind of tack it down a little bit. I'm liking the almost styled look of this. They said, oh, there are some Canadian builder suppliers out there. Yeah, we're rare, but we exist. I mean, Weird Kid is where, like, Weird Kid gets them from the same suppliers as everybody else. But the thing is, like, Weird Kid, if I order from them, the import fees are already paid, right? So I don't get any surprises like I usually do if I order from, Georgia Stage directly. Also, Weird Kid hand dyes all of their colors. They just get the white stuff and then they dye it themselves in the shop, and it's so nice. Speaking of, I don't actually have a lot of white glue, so we'll see how far we can get. I gotta grab some water. I won't put the be right back thing up because I'll just be a second, but I gotta grab some water. Hairspray. Hairspray is not impossible, but it doesn't last. This stuff lasts. I have a vision for the eyes, so I think I'm just going to do simple hemispheres. Just the white domes. Not eyelids. I want to keep this real simple, like a very, early Muppet, Don Celine kind of style first. For future ones, we'll get fancier and do some eyelids and different style of eyes, and we could even do like spherical eyes and stuff. I've got some extra large EVA foam spheres from Puppet Pie, literally waiting for me at the local postal pickup, that after the stream I'm going to go and get. Didn't have time beforehand. But this time I think we're just going to use these safety eyes. These are 45 millimeter, 42 millimeter. So I think, we're going to keep it real basic, real simple, traditional. I should probably get new gloves for this, because these are, oh, maybe not. These be okay. I did use these for barge relatively recently, and I want to get barge and fur, but it should all be fine. It's all fine. We're just going to wing it. All I really want to accomplish with this, I'll put a little bit in the top, just sort of hold it, but I just want to keep, I want to tack down all of the fur on the lower jaw here, just to keep that nice definition along the edge there. So the first thing we do is we just get it a bit damp. Got some water here. We're just gonna just like we did at the hairdresser, except you were using glue, which you probably don't use at the hairdresser unless you're going to a very unique hairdresser, or me in the 80s. That's a whole other story. Oh yeah, no, Stacy Gordon for Puppet Pie is amazing. I haven't met her yet, but hopefully one day. Like literally every time I place an order when I get something from Puppet Pie, like there's always a little handwritten note in it. She's so nice. All right, so like I said, the main goal here is to keep definition around the mouth. In general, puppet people are nice. It's true. That's what you get when you get a whole genre based on the work of Jim Henson, right? Okay, so we're gonna get some glue. And just use it like, if I remember correctly, you would use hair gel. Oh, you do Puppet Pie's workshops. I should do one of those. That'd be great. It's just for like hanging out with other folks like that. I've never done one of those. I really should. I've considered running them, but I've never actually participated in one. I should probably do that before I try and run one. So this is going the way it always goes. I just kind of feel it as we're going through it, to see what shapes up. I'm liking it. I don't want to get it too styled. I don't want it to look combed or anything. I want it to look kind of scraggly and matted. So I'm gonna get some on the rest of the fur just to give some consistency. Yeah, this is totally winging it. This is just like, this is one of those you let the puppet decide what it wants to be, you know. I like it. This is pretty good. Of course, after this, we have to wait for this to dry before putting the eyes on. So I literally got nothing to do until this dries. I couldn't even cut pieces for the greeblies. I haven't decided what color they're going to be. Yeah, we could decide what color they're going to be. I think I'm going to put a little bit more glue on there just for some insurance. Real careful. You don't want it to go places you don't want, which is a circular sentence. You don't want it to go places you don't want it to go places. What a nice pattern. Thank you, Tom. If you are watching the VOD. It has a good energy. It has a good friendly vibe. Green. I have green fleece. I don't have any green fur, or do I? I don't know. We can look. Might have something we could use. I haven't done a green greebly in a while, actually. All right, that's pretty much it. I know it's hard to see the detail, but looking pretty good. This focus is also not great. Best I can do for now. Sorry. I got this is all gross and stuff. Look at this. So I'm gonna just get rid of these and grab some paper towel, because that bottle of glue is now covered in glue. So I don't want to pick that up with my hands. Close off the top so it doesn't dry out. Let that sit over here until it's dry. Now I'm going to go dump out the water. So I will be right back. And then we will sit and chat and talk about greebly colors while the fur dries. Yes, just Ducky 23. So the way I and a lot of builders do their first styling like this is with water and white glue, just standard white glue. Good old Elmer's in the way of the camera. There we go. And it works great, and it dries relatively quickly, and you just use it like you would hair gel or hair product or something. Forgive me if this makes the mic sound weird. But it sets up really well and it lasts for a long time. So, you literally, it's non-toxic. You could, if you wanted to, you could even use it in your actual hair. Not a problem for me anymore, obviously, but it is an old trick from, punks in the 80s who wanted to spike their hair. You get the glue. Yes, Lord. Yeah. I don't know. So the next thing I have to decide while this is drying is I got 2 greeblies on the go. I hope to get finished this week, although it's doubtful that I will. But I'm getting down there. I need to order supplies. I do have some fleece incoming. I haven't ordered any fur yet. I'm waiting till I get back from vacation to do that. So I do have green fleece. Now, I wouldn't mind doing, I don't have anything that will complement green. Never mix green and blue, just in case whoever buys it wants to green screen it. Or either they're really going to be slightly grumpy, possibly. Let me see. Oh, you know what? So I do have enough of this. So I don't know if you can, this is a very short pile green fur. But I do have enough of this to make a greebly body. And I also have scraps. Quite a, I don't have enough to make a body, but I have scraps of the longer pile. So what I could do is do the bulk of the body in this, and then do like a collar on the top of the hair out of the longer stuff. Was there a glitch? Are we still streaming? Tell me you can still see me, because there was. I saw a little blip, and that may have been on my end. That's been happening all morning, and I have no idea what it is. I have rebooted everything. Everything seemed fine. Okay, Just Ducky's having no problem. That's good. Yeah, forgive me if there's a blip. I don't know what's going on. I think it's actually on my end, my PC. I gotta look into it. I have no idea. But anyway, so this is where I think actually the green greebly is going to be a thing. I think we're going to do that. What about a greebly that has hair like a Booper Fraggle? No eyes. Yeah, I've done a few puppets like that. I don't think I've ever done a Greebly like that. Boober works because of his hat. Good thought though. Let me mull that over. So one is going to be green for sure. Good idea. I have lots of blue fur, no blue fleece. I have orange fleece and orange fur. That's probably where we're going to go. I think is one's going to be green and one's going to be orange because it's what I got. I have plenty of blue fur, but no fleece that would complement that other than green. And like I said, never mix blue and green on the same puppet if you can avoid it, because people might want to green screen / blue screen it, and it's a real pain if you have both of those colors on the same puppet. I learned that a long time ago. Looking at my stock of fleece. I don't have a lot of the good stuff. I still have a fair amount of polar fleece, but I try and not use that as much. It depends on the bill. If I have time, I'll use polar fleece because it just takes time to make it look nice. I don't have time, so I'm trying to not use it at the moment. So I think we're going to go green and orange. It seems about right. Oh. 502 code dialogue disappeared. Weird. Maybe it's not me. Dennis, hello. Have I ever done a Greebly entirely in fur? I have not, but I have discussed it with, I think, Kyle on Instagram. I have a suspicion that we talked about an all fur Greebly at some point. I'm not sure that it would work that well. I mean, it might. I could give it a shot. I've done all fleece Greeblys. But you lose so much definition. Like, you see what we have to go through with this to add definition back in. No reason we couldn't do that with a Greebly though. It'd be an interesting experiment at some point. An all blue fur Greebly. That's not a bad thought. That's intriguing. I could do one and just see if it sells. Like, it might not, in which case we won't do that again. But that's not a bad thought. Something to consider at least. Yeah. So anyway, I am not in work mode. I don't know if you could tell. I watched the Electric Mayhem. There was a teaser. I don't know if there's a full trailer out right now. There was a teaser that's really recent that I did watch. Yeah, looking forward to that. Will be, I hope, a lot of fun. I know Bill Beretta is one of the people who are in charge of that at the moment, and I trust what Bill does. So I think it should be good. Whether it's going to be popular is another question. We'll see, right? Hopefully it will be. Where are we at? Yeah. So before the eyes, like I said, let's go noodle around. There is a full trailer now. Thank you. So these are the eyes I'm going to use. And these are standard safety eyes. I got these from Puppet Pelts a long time ago, and of course, I haven't checked lately what the status of Puppet Pelts is. I think they're still up for sale. I could check right now. I got nothing else to do. Let's do it. See, I can't put it on screen at the moment. I should get that going at some point though. Let's see here. Good pelts. There we go. Oh. Interesting. They don't have the notice that they're for sale up anymore. Are these? Yeah, these safety eyes are, I think, 42 millimeter. The EVA foam spheres are 30. About that. The EVA foam spheres are about ping pong ball size. These are considerably bigger. And I don't have any EVA foam spheres that are this size, although I'm about to as soon as I get back from the post office. So that's why maybe I should wait to do the eyes until I get back from the post office later on today. Because they may look fantastic They will definitely look fantastic. So this is interesting. There's no notice that they're for sale up anymore. How's their stock is the other question. I could just message Cindy and ask, but how would I do a crazy thing like that? Just looking at their eye stock right now, because these are the things I usually get from Bubba Pelts, but they haven't had them for a long time. Oh, I got the 35mm ones in. Oh, those are the bean style. I don't really use those. I need the hemispherical ones, which they do not have. All right, so does it look like they're really... What I might do for this one, in terms of eyebrows, is I have done a similar one before where I've actually put fur, like I didn't have an eyelid or even a standard brow, but I've put sort of a different color of fur behind the eyes and kind of blended it into the rest of the fur, and that looked really good. So I might do something like that with this. I think I might wait and see what the EVA foam tears look like before I make a decision and just stick these on, just because they'll probably look real good, and maybe I'll wait. So in that case, I don't know what we're gonna do now. We got like almost a whole hour here to kill. Good question. I see Scar has posted the official trailer for Muppets Mayhem on the Discord. Join the Discord. I'm not gonna watch that now. That's it for next stream. I'm gonna make sure that we have the ability for me to just put the browser up on the stream where we can watch stuff together. For the rare times like this where I don't actually have anything that I can do. Make a fire. I mean, that would have actually been on the agenda if I decided to put these eyes in, because I'd be doing the cauterizing holes. Thank you for the Discord link. I don't know. I'm tempted to keep going. Oh, you know what we can do? We can do the tongue. Yeah. So let's do that. Like I said, I'm going to do a pink tongue. And also, we're going to put the uvula. Now these, I have these all pre-cut out. I cut these out on the Cricut. This is sticky-backed, this is flocked paper, basically. It's sticky-backed velvet. So there's my standard uvula. And the pink tongue. Let's see, these ones are not... There we go, here's the shape I want. They've got two standard shapes. I've got like the heart shape, and then I got a more rounded shape. But I think this one wants rounded. This is kind of a blobby, roundy. This isn't a pointy character, this is a round character. So they probably want a round tongue. And like usual, I'm just gonna do a little shading on this with a marker. It's a good look at uvula. It's the weirdest compliment ever. And I don't ever really have a plan for these. I just kind of draw them, make them a bit different, make them a bit wonky and asymmetrical. Makes them feel real. I always go a little off center because it actually gives an impression of 3D-ness. So for the uvula, like I said, this is sticky back velvet, but I don't trust the stickiness to hold. So usually I'll put it in, I'll get it all laid out, and then after it sits for a while, I'll peel this back a little bit and I'll put some fabric glue back there just to make sure that it stays tacked down for a decent length of time, if not forever. So we can actually, you should be able to put these in while the fur is still drying. See, how well can you see this? My fur's actually getting pretty dry. So, wow, that's not a good angle at all. Okay. Now, let's do it like this then. So, we're putting the uvula in. You want to open the mouth up all the way. Some people just draw their uvulas in. Others to get back velvet to be for ages, ordered years ago, sold at a company in China. It gave me like 2 yards. Wow. I just get these like 8.5 by 11 sheets on Amazon. And they're not expensive either. They look really nice. Like velvet in general on camera looks really good. So these are another thing I just eyeball. And I go, okay, I wrote about there. That's a little too off center. There's a divot in the middle of the mouth here. There's like a dip you gotta kind of accommodate for. Ooh. This is not cooperating. I'm gonna have to get another uvula. Again, very strange sentence. It's the break in the back of the mouth that's causing some issues. I think I got it there. I think that's good. Okay. So for the tongue, I always do it the same way. Get the hot glue. Just a little dab of hot glue. You don't want to go nuts. Right in the center. Stuff can spread and get places you don't want it, so be very, very careful. And then we'll just hold it down. Yeah, I also make my pupils out of the sticky back velvet. They just look really good on camera, right? Because there's no reflection at all. They're completely matte. There we go. Nice little hello. That happened too quickly. Now we got nothing to do again. Oh, maybe we will go with these eyes. Just for the sake of not having this stream be dead. See, can you tell I'm just before our vacation? I got vacation brain already. Personally, 11 puppets have uvulas. The one Janice has. Yeah, Janice is a bit much, isn't it? But obviously that's intentional, right? Like, lights fell down. Yeah, that must be tricky to make. I can imagine. Sorry, once again, nose is ready. I don't remember season 1 of the Muppet Show. Was Janice's uvula always like that, or I think it's got more pronounced as the years have gone on. That's my suspicion. It feels like you notice it more. You know, I am going to go with these eyes and just kind of, this in the interest of doing something on this stream and also getting the puppet done, because I really need to focus on getting stuff done. So the next one will have the nice EVA foam sphere. So as always, when I have this shiny tray, there we go. This shiny plastic, I always sand this down so it's matte. Which you can't see, but we'll hopefully switch to the camera. There we go. Which again, I'm off camera. My cameras are all weird today. I don't know what's going on. I didn't have nearly as much prep time as I expected to today, so you know. But all I'm just doing this over the garbage can so I don't get a whole bunch of dust everywhere. Well, we don't want something that's going to reflect in the camera unless that's really intentional. The eye whites you don't want to reflect, but it's okay if the pupils do. In some cases, it's quite good if the pupils do. One thing I've seen a lot, I personally don't care for it, but I know a lot of people do. They'll actually draw a highlight on the eye itself, a little white dot. There's something about that I've never cared for. So I've never done it, but maybe I should give it a shot to see if it is something that people want, right? This isn't just about me. That's my thing. I make the puppets that I want to buy, right? But as a result, we kind of only get my taste, on the store, which may not necessarily be the best thing for the store. These are the things you have to think of when you're in a position like mine. It's not just about me. It was largely about me. Keep an ear out for the delivery person, because among the things I have being delivered today, in theory, is a new suit that hopefully I will be wearing to New York. A lot of puppets I want to buy. Well, similar tastes. So. It seems less versatile with lighting to have the white highlights, and I think that might be the thing for me, is because I'm always thinking about the camera, right? Other people may not necessarily be thinking about the camera. I like it for the stage or something. That might be a whole different thing. I know I'm out of focus. It's because I'm leaning so far forward. If I'm back here, I'm in focus again. We get the nice shallow depth of field, so Turbot looks slightly out of focus, right? One of the things when I get back from New York that is on the docket is another Neef for the Etsy shop. Because right now there's one Neef, it's a live hands Neef, and it's on the direct shop, and I want to have one on the Etsy shop as well. So that's what we're going to be doing when we get back from vacation. One of the secrets about Neefs is they're actually kind of easy. Among the things I love about them. These have been nerfed. Okay, there we go. So I've sanded those down. I'm just going to take a piece of fleece and kind of dust them off so we don't have a lot of chalk dust style stuff floating around. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that glitch was not necessarily on my end. Live hand monsters might be in the market for one. Well, that's what the new Neef is going to be, live hands, and with the funky finger extensions too. And that's one of the reasons I picked it was there isn't one on the Etsy shop at the moment, and I can make them relatively quickly, so it'll be a good kind of wind down from vacation build. All right, so there we go. We have our matte eyes. So the way, I think we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna put these in. I'm not gonna do any funky eyebrows or anything like that for this time around. I think we'll keep this one as simple as possible. It's nice to start with a base and then sort of iterate on it from there, right? So, which camera should be? I mean, maybe this one. This is the focus is all weird on this one. I don't know. But oh, he's so cute. Yeah. Okay. So when I'm laying in the eyes, like I said repeatedly, I don't mind a bit of asymmetry and a bit of sort of, things are being not centered perfectly. So I just kind of eyeball it. And I'll sort of lay them in and say, okay, well, that looks about right there. Maybe I want them to look closer. The other thing you have to remember is once these get pushed into the skull, they're going to sit a little bit differently than they do here. So you kind of got to think about that. But I think that's about right. So I'll hold one, and then we'll mark with a pin where that hole should be. And then counterbalance that with the center point. And try and get relatively even if you can. So I've marked those two with a pin. Here we go. You wanted fire. I'm gonna put the fan on just because we get some another pun. Oh no. Are we getting punny again in the chat? This is the punniest chat I ever seen. You wanted fire. You got the fire. You're bringing the fire. This is a very good way if you feel confident and feel safe to make a nice clean holes in the puppet. Yes, and you just keep fire. So this is a piece of copper clad steel welding rod. This is vice grips. Put the welding rod in the vice grips. Make sure it's nice and solid. Be aware of at all times where things are. I also am aware of where the fire extinguisher is outside. This is a culinary butane torch. You can get these anywhere. Making sure you're aiming it away from any fabric, and you heat up till it's red hot at the end of the wire, which takes a minute. I'm not looking at chat because I really need to focus on this, or otherwise something is going to happen that's very bad. All right, so that is now red hot. Take one pin out, make a hole where the pin was. Take the other pin out, make a hole where the pin was. Boom, done. So this is still very hot. I'm going to put this over here in front of the window, away from everything else, to let it cool. Try this at home. Kevin is a trained arsonist. Yeah. Fire brigade is on standby. It's true. I'm also making sure I turn the valve off on the butane torch so we don't pick it up and it goes boof. That's not a good thing. And we just want to wait for a second for that to all kind of cool and do its thing. But that's a really good way to make, if you need a hole in a skull or that kind of thing, because it literally melts the synthetics around it, and it creates a nice clean cauterized hole. So rather than punching the hole and ripping it and all that kind of thing, this is the preferred way, but it is dangerous. Be confident you know what you're doing before you try it. I didn't wear safety goggles. I probably should, but I am wearing glasses though. So you can see, so we've got our holes now, and they look too close together, but these are big eyes, and they will also sit kind of wide apart. So before we commit, we can always just sort of stick them in. Again, these aren't going to be sitting perfectly to how they're going to be in the final, but we'll get an idea of what they'll look like. Just in case we decide we want to reposition. A little close. I don't know. Maybe we will actually make a different. I think we will make a different one. That's a little too close for comfort. Yeah, I think it might be okay. You know what? I think it's okay. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna let it be what it wants to be, what it already is. Because that will vary depending on how we set the pupils, right? So now this is the problem with safety eyes, of course. Once you've committed, that's it. You're no going back. So I have deemed this is the way these are. So now I'm gonna snap the backing onto it. Little furs in the middle. Yeah, well, this is the thing, we can play with it, right? We can tease some of the fur out and make more of a gap, right? So I think we'll be okay. We're just gonna trust fate. Oh, boom, here we go, one's in. This is nice because we rarely get to finish a puppet on stream. This is always a bit of a struggle. There we go. Snap, snap.
Hi, can I have some pupils, please? This is a little disturbing.
Yep, they're pretty good. I am okay with this. So, I'm gonna get rid of the big stand and get one of the little paper towel holders out here. We're doing the eyes, or the pupils. Maybe we could do a little tease. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah, this, once you go collapse, there's no going back. Good, very good. It's true. Oh, they're so cute.
Little butts there, eh?
Gosh, I don't really have a good camera for this. Maybe we'll stick with this one. We'll see if we can bring it closer. I have this on an arm, so I might be able to. It's not too bad. So for the pupils, let's see if I have any pre-cuts. I don't think I do. I mean, I have some that are not great. I don't want to use those. I want to put nice ones on. So it means that we are going to make some loud noises. Oh, yes, a headache. This is the way. So we're gonna make some pupils. So what I got here is a little cutting mat, a little cutting board, and a piece of the aforementioned sticky back velvet. As you can see, I've been making pupils and things. And this is a set of industrial punches, all different diameters. So let me see, I think we'll try, we'll go 1/2 inch to start and see. That might be a little big, but we'll give it a shot. Now, what I have learned with trying to punch through this velvet is first of all, these punches have been used a lot, so the edges are dull. It's so cute. We're wondering I'm very bad at gender neutral language. I should work on that. You know, I keep trying, I tried to not gender any of my bills before they're done, but everybody, you know, on social media is like, oh, he looks great. And I'm like, I always resist the urge to go, it's not gendered, darn. Anyway, what I have learned is that it's actually hard. The way that you normally would do this is you'd lay this punch down, and then you'd take a hammer or a mallet and you'd hammer through and you'd punch these out. That works less over time because this actually absorbs moisture, it resists, this edge gets dull, and it's actually hard to do to the point of impossible to do. So for what I have found works instead is brute force. You gotta move the shoulder cap would be better for this. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. You gotta take it and go wham and make a big noise. I hope my wife isn't in the meeting because this is gonna get loud. All right, but it's also a good way to take your frustrations out. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. See, it didn't even go all the way. Little piece caught on the edge. I'll trim that off. It'll be okay. I apologize if that was really loud. See, it's still not going all the way through. So this paper over time absorbs moisture, and I think that's what's happening. It's just too soggy. There we go. We got one. Is it silent? Really? It's very loud for me. It's a big boom-a-bang. Did I put those pins back? No, I didn't. Bad puppet builder. Put your pins back always. You don't want those pins rolling around. Maybe I put one of them back. Oh, I put one of them back. Otherwise, there's a loose pin on the table somewhere. So now that we've got these, we're going to look at the size and see if they seem right. Yeah, that's very loud. It's also very, you gotta be careful, like, it actually kind of hurts your hand a little bit. Just do that. So let's see, we got our pupils. And, oh, that's good. That's pretty good. That size seems about right. So we're gonna go with that. So I'm gonna put all this stuff away now. We're gonna be done the puppet, and we still got half an hour of stream left. I may actually cut it short just because I really have to move on, but I can't. The stuff that I have to do, I can't really do on stream. So we may actually cut this one short. I apologize, but it's a week. It's a real week, and I got to get through it. You store, and then me take priority. So. What we do now, it is a little Cookie Monster-ish, isn't it? I mean, any blue monster with white eyes is gonna give that impression, but it's the classic look, right? No worries, Sage Dane 05. A whole stream without danger, honey. I did that beforehand. That's what I glued the skin onto the skull before the stream. That's what made me lose track of time as I was doing that. So we're gonna peel the back off. We're gonna put it on a pin. Right, and then we're just going to lay it temporarily. We're just going to slightly tack it down. We're not going to really press, because this is where the eye focus comes in, and this is vital. And you always have to adjust. This is why I like the sticky back velvet for the pupils, because you could lift them off and put them back and reposition them. And changing the eye focus is something I spend a lot of time on, and you really should spend a lot of time on getting that right. So. Just like the old lessons, we always say the quote-unquote magic triangle, which is probably not a thing, but what we want to do is make him fairly cross-eyed so that there is a point of convergence. If you were to draw rays coming out of the pupils, they would form a triangle. They would point in a specific direction. Thank you. It's not my idea. This is old school stuff. But we always want to sort of look at it. And the other thing is, if you're building this for the camera, look at it in the camera as opposed to looking at it face on, because it will look different. And I just folded this pupil over. I think I can unfold it. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Oops. Go ahead and make another pupil. It's not the Kevin technique. I don't even remember where I first saw it. But you also want to check, like, are they centered to the tongue? Is the whole thing, does it look weird or off? Or yeah, don't fold your pupils. That's a bad idea. So slightly tack that down. That's not too bad. This little bit loose fur under the mouth here is kind of bugging me. I will definitely get some glue and tidy that up in a bit, or give them a little mustache or something. That's not too bad. We'll go with that for now. Again, this sticky back velvet is nice in that I can just take a pin and pull these off and reposition them. I even make a point of telling my clients that because sometimes in shipping these could actually come off and they get a puppet. That I've had that happen with a couple of sonks when they pull it out of the box and it's like there's one of the eyes is missing a pupil and it's sitting in the box. I was like, no, that should have happened. You can just put them back on. It's fine. All right. See, the eyes worked out okay in that position. That's pretty good. Shall we go to the puppet cam and see? Remembering that we are probably going to clean up. Oh, you know what? This may be close focus. I can't remember what I left this focus at. But
You got to get in closer. All right, here we go. Hey, everybody, how you doing? I don't know why I know why I talk like Murray, because I look a little like him. I'm from the same district of Brooklyn. Hi, how you doing? This is good. The good hands. These hands are good. Tom, thank you. This is me. It's Smalley. I'm a Smalley. Not bad, huh? Pretty good. All right. Anyway, close up. Look at how close we can get. If I get any closer, I'm out of focus, and that's no good. This is it, right here. This is a good focus point. Anyway, yeah. Pretty good. I like this.
Not bad. Not a bad little critter. Good size too. It feels like it's not too big, not too small. It's just a nice.
Yeah, how you doing, everyone?
I gotta clean this up. This is gonna bug me until I clean it up. But I can clean it up. That's easy. More glue. Just tack it down.
You know, sometimes you gotta clean your monsters. It's just the way that monsters are.
You know what I should do? I should bend the finger wires a little bit. So, I'll show you that. Maybe. The way I usually do a default position for my fingers is I bend the thumb in a little, bend the index finger in a little, and then bend the, if I've only got 3 fingers, which I usually do, bend the last finger or the last 2 fingers, depending on how many fingers you have, in quite a bit, and you make kind of a neutral, slightly point, and that's a really good kind of general purpose finger posture. You can do a lot with it without having to reposition fingers. So just a slight point with the index finger is kind of where you want to be neutral. There we go. This is really good. I like this a lot. Honestly, I was a little unsure when I saw the length of the arms, but it works. It works really well. Very pleased. Yeah, and for a performer, right? Because if you've got that, you can make the character point, but you don't have to cut and then reposition the fingers or anything. It's just there. But it also sits in a very natural position. You know, you can gesture with it. You can, yeah. This is tons of personality to this little critter.
Monster.
Still a little think I want to fiddle with that eye focus. It's not quite there yet, but you know, we'll fiddle with it. There we go. Smally done. That's actually further than I expected to get today, so that makes me happy. Yeah, where are we at? I think I may have to cut the stream short just because the next thing I have to do is so big that I really can't do it on stream. And I need to move on. I need to keep moving today. I can't stop and slow down because of vacation next week. So we did good though. I think this is what you call progress. Eh? Feels nice too.
Yeah, thank you, Scarlett. Join the Discord. Everybody, I'm out of focus. You keep doing that. It's like you've never done this before. Hey, everybody. Join the Discord and listen to the podcast. If only you had a hand free, you could hit the button.
Hit the button. pixelsandpuppets.com. We are recording a new episode of Pixels and Puppets on Friday. It will be out Saturday, I assume, assuming the editing goes well. And yeah, follow on all the socials, etc., etc. I really need to head out. My brain just melted. I don't know if you just saw it right there. Right there, it happened. Just now. I'm gone. I need some more coffee, and then I need to get on my workday. Thank you, everybody. As always, we are going to cut it a bit short, but stuff needs doing. Doings are transpiring. So next week, no stream because I will be on vacation. Yes, I will actually have lunch on time today. That's the remarkable thing. And so next week I will be in New York. But if you want to follow my New York adventures, join the Discord, follow on all the socials. And yes, do check out Tom's off. Thanks to Tom Stewart, who did the pattern that we used for this puppet. Creature Work Studio. Have I still got it queued up? I do. And Scarlett has posted the link as well. So yeah, I will be in New York next week. Join the Discord, follow all my adventures, etc., etc. I will not see you next week, but I will see you the week after. So thank you, everybody. As always, we are going to make it stop now. Have a good week, everyone. Hitting the end button. Boom.